Hello, everyone. Welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando, and thank you for being live here at the Pride Pod. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Luis Carlos Pineda. I'll be your host today. John is in Kansas City right now, as we speak, being November 22nd, 7:37 p.m. John is over there, so I want to say hello to John. He's taking all the footage and all the pictures. So you see him, say hello to him and give him a hug. Um, Exciting news is a historic moment for the city of Orlando. I believe there's no one single person that's more proud, loud and proud for this Orlando Pride, for sure. Definitely a team that truly deserves to be where they're at right now, truly deserves to um, reach Holy Grail, and a team that has inspired a new wave of fans. And when I said they've converted people, I can definitely tell you they've converted some people. People that did not believe in this team at all whatsoever, didn't give 2 cents about this team. They ended up going into the games and feeling very exciting and watching exciting soccer in the City Beautiful. So um, it's an amazing time to be an Orlando fan in general. If you love soccer, the Pride right now are the top team in Central Florida. So, uh, you know, the turnaround of the organization has been tremendous since the Wolves took over. The investment they made to get and the scouting that was made, the job that was made to get, you know, young players like Carrie Bello from Penn State, Corey Dyke, Brianna Martinez, bringing legends back like, Marta, being physically fit, uh, bringing people like Julie Doyle, bringing people like Ali Watt into the team, Morgan Gautrat. I mean, you name it, Summer Yates. Every single player in this team works together for the common goal, which is reaching that holy grail, which is the NWSL championship. Now, this doesn't start with controversy because unfortunately, Orlando has a history, and it's not just the pride. It's also been Orlando City for a long time. It's Orlando versus everyone. And this is the title of the actual pod today. It's Orlando versus everyone. And the reason why is because of the news of, you know, unfortunately, to hear in such a joyous moment for the City Beautiful, in such small market when it comes to soccer, just like Orlando, just like Kansas. Kansas is a small market for soccer right now, and I'm and I know I'm saying controversial words right now, but I'm talking about Sporting KC. Sporting KC is a team in Kansas, so the Currents are brand new. The Current are a great organization too. Don't get me wrong. Soccer, the first women's soccer specific stadium, fantastic. I'm all on board for that, 110%. But what I'm not on board is the bullying that the fans of Orlando Pride have suffered. Um, Unfortunately, with this new soccer rivalry that's brewing between Orlando and KC. This whole thing about the supporter section being, the tickets being sold to Washington fans, and then Orlando Pride fans being shoved into a corner, and then the league. Me as a journalist, I'm going to question, uh, and I understand the economic backing that has the Currents because of Patrick Mahomes and what he means to the sports in the United States. But I will be completely upfront. This final should have been played in Orlando. I mean, in anywhere you go in the world, you don't hear of a neutral site to play this final. But then again, I'm not going to be crying over the spoiled milk. I'm just going to enjoy myself today because Orlando is on the verge of winning a championship today. And I've seen Orlando Pride as a journalist and as a person that has followed the team for a long time and had the pleasure to cover the team when I first started, uh, getting involved with the Orlando teams, with the Pride, writing for the Pride, writing about the Pride, and it wasn't so much fun times. You know what I mean? Um, for this moment to happen, it's I want to give kudos to Jackie, to all the staff of Orlando Pride, to they've waited for this moment, the fans, the Black Swans. It's now, this the time is now, and it's right here. And I understand that Washington is trying to, they're trying to push Washington a little bit now because obviously KC's out. Hey, let's push Washington a little bit, you know what I mean? It's cool. But it's cool that I've seen the Pride at CBS next morning, for example. Sunday morning. They're going to be in Sunday morning, which is fantastic. I've seen them in so many major outlets now with the media day, which we'll go over all of that today. But today, here at Loud and Proud Orlando, we're going to talk about what's going to happen. And hopefully, we're going to analyze, at least myself, in my humble opinion, comma, uh, Washington Spirit, because I think we need to truly assess the rival. It's we're not gonna take anything away from the rival, but I am going to say, controversially speaking, that I think Orlando Pride, it comes with the momentum by killing a really big contender, which is Kansas City. It comes with, I think, the better roster, and I think Washington Spirit has a good coach, a good team, a solid team that definitely, um, down the road they could make a higher impact, bringing some more pieces maybe from Spain because he has those contacts. But when it comes to the Pride are poised to take this, in my opinion. I think, and I know that people are gonna call me biased, and they're gonna call me, hey, but Lewis, you cover Orlando, of course you're gonna say that. No, I could say that they could have been the underdogs, but I believe that the Marta factor and the Haley McCutcheon factor, which a lot of people are overlooking, um, the subs that Seb brings up in the second half, that people are overlooking, are going to make a hell of a difference. This is a team that plays as a unit, and they're all gung ho. There's only one more game, and they're going to give it all. You have to understand, the Marta factor is huge. Her mom is actually going to see her play in this major event for the first time since she's ever been in the NWSL. Her mother is going to be in Kansas to see this. So you have to understand there's a certain level of everybody rallying behind her, right? And I think that's what's going to drive not only Orlando, but also the whole entire city. Every single person in those stands that is wearing a purple or a Pride jersey, they're gonna be ready to clap Marta. And I feel like this is poised to be a historic season. I compare this, in my humble opinion, to the '72 Dolphins. I mean, this is something unheard of, something that it has not happened in a long time. This is a team that was a Cinderella of the whole NWSL, a team that was doubted by even their own fan base, doubted by the Orlando City bros, you know, and overcoming that hurdle passionately, playing amazing soccer with a great coach that knows the culture of the city, with a director that came in and just revolutionized everything when it comes to scouting, picking players, draft, you name it, was given an opportunity to have an open canvas. And she freaking drew the Mona Lisa, dude. Like, I'm telling you, this is unheard of in the sport of soccer. And I'm telling the sport of soccer because that's the way I see it personally, the sport of soccer as a unit. not as men and women. It's just one sport. So um, enjoy the ride today. We're going to be talking about Washington. We're going to dive in into Washington. We're going to dive in into the media day. We're going to listen to the players. We're going to listen to Washington's players also. So thank you so much for joining. We are Louder and Proud Orlando. Check us out on YouTube. We are live right now also on our X account at LP underscore podcast. We are also going to be available audio form at Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Instagram, Loud and Proud Orlando or LP underscore podcast, Facebook, and also on YouTube again as Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you so much for your support. Drop us your comments. We'll read all your comments. Sky Dream Productions. Let's get it. Sky Dream Productions. So ready for tomorrow. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. So let's dive in and dissect, in my humble opinion, Washington Spirit. Washington Spirit, we're gonna play their last game they play against Gotham because I feel it's necessary to understand. More than likely, this is a 4-3-3 formation. You have to understand Trinity Rodman is Dennis Rodman's kid, and if you know anything about the Rodmans, they are they are the Rodmans, and they are very driven people. These are very competitive people. Her father was an all-star, I think one of the best rebounders in the game of basketball. And so she has that grit and that drive. Now, one thing that has plagued her this season is some injuries and maybe not able to share the ball a little bit, kind of like Neymar. He likes to drive the ball on his own on the flank. He doesn't like to so much looking into maybe passing it back. You know what I mean? So you got this three up top, which is Rotman, Hatch, and Kouassi. And then you have somebody like Santos that is thriving with Colombia. And then you have Hirschfeld, which had a massive game. Now, to me, I feel Haley McCutcheon and Morgan Gottrad, or however the Pride is going to line up, which we're going to go over all of this, Angelina. This is, to me, the key is winning the mid. Hirschfeld, Steinbrook, and Santos. Now, on our side, we have Haley, Morgan or Angelina, and Marta. So, or Summer Yates, she could play there. So there's a lot of versatility when it comes to the Pride. When it comes to the Washington Spirit, they have a very short team, so they don't have as much depth as we do, and that's, I think, an advantage for us. Because one thing that Seb has definitely ingrained in his team, it's, I don't care where you play, you're going to give your 120%, and we're going to win the game. And I think everyone eats that motive. They believe in what Seb says, and that is the reason why the Pride has had this successful season. You could put Summer Yates as a left winger. You could put Summer Yates as a 10. You could put Haley as a right back. You could put Haley as a left back if you want. You could put Carrie Lawrence. I mean, so the options for the Pride when it comes to versatility, this is the reason why they went in through this whole run, because it was so unpredictable for a lot of the teams on how, number one, Seb is going to tactically plan the game. But second is, if Marta maybe didn't have the best game that day, boom, you had Julie Doyle scoring. You know what I mean? Or you had Haley McCutcheon scoring 2 goals in back-to-back games. Or you have Ali Watt doing assists in back-to-back games. So these are the things. Everybody's stepping up. And I think this is one of the reasons why the Pride, to me, feel poised to get this done.
Kouassi back from suspension. Matea in at right back. And Kouassi back from suspension.
Thank you so much for
in at right
everybody
back.
that's
And Santos
watching.
comes into the 10
about
role.
30 people
Williams
live.
dropping
Thank you
to
so
the
much for your
bench.
support.
And that change will shift Ryan to that right wing position. She'll have the freedom to float, find the game.
So let's just go into the game itself.
And we're underway with the first NWSL.
You see, so obviously,
versus the defending champions.
you have to understand the coach of Washington. It's former Barcelona coach, and Barcelona plays this possession style soccer, and they play this tiki taka style, making sure that all spaces are covered with people, and hit them off killer counters. And this is what Washington does. And I think that when it comes to us, we've been able, and we could neutralize Washington when it comes to that, because we can not only match their intensity, but we can definitely put players like Haley McCutcheon on the high press that will disrupt the mid.
See for a place in next Saturday's final.
Both of these teams were separated by very little, actually equal on points.
So look how this Gotham player was able to take the ball away
In next Saturday's final.
look,
Both of
pass
these
in the back.
teams were
You see, so they're committing mistakes right there of just getting the play forward.
separated by
You see, so when you have somebody that fast defensively, you're able to recoup the ball. Now, the cool thing about Orlando that differs from Gotham is they do have the firepower. I mean, you put Ali Watt right there, she's gonna run straight through. I mean, there's no one's gonna stop
very
her. At
little,
that point.
actually equal on points
See?
in the
But
regular
then they're able to
season. So when it
recoup
comes
and
down to
pass it
fine
back.
margins,
You see, but you see those mistakes right there that they have when it comes to passing, when the press is too forward. So if Orlando's press is on point and they're able to force them to make mistakes, this is feasible. And then you have a Barbara Banda up top. You have a Marta motivated because her mom is on the stands. So think about that.
there's a quick turnover. Astair's going to try to
Look
get
at
on
that.
the
Look
end
at
of
that
it.
turnover right there.
Who was the championship winner, and she's hit the top of the crossbar.
Top of the crossbar shot of a high press offensively. Tactically, Orlando is poised for that. They have the players to make this happen. Haley McCutcheon has been so intricate in this run for the Pride. She's one of the unsung heroes here. And Angelina has like a glove with her feet. She's able to hit it from long distance. She could probably hit that better than that player that just hit that ball and probably would have scored. Now, you hit them where it hurts, which is the high press. They commit mistakes even passing the ball back. So their reception is really flimsy in a way. I mean, I know it sounds a little bit like I'm trying to pick on them, but I'm not. I'm just saying it is kind of flimsy.
Inside the opening
You're playing a
minute in
semifinal. You
Washington.
can't make
that we're
those
accustomed to
mistakes.
seeing from
Look at
Gotham.
that.
As soon as it's turned over,
And now look, do you saw how the player is getting so, this is Hirschfeld. She's getting so frustrated. She's holding the jersey. Right. So this is something that we can take advantage of too. We have crafty players like Adriana, draw on the 1v1, draw a foul. And who do you have to take the long shot or the free kick? You have Marta, you have Adriana, you name it.
pounce. Then they're going to look to go quickly. Astaire picks the pocket of Hirschfeld. It's a little bit of a loose touch from her.
Back to Jess Carter, the Lioness with England, signed midway through the season from Chelsea. And that ball didn't find Ryan, but it's back with Carter.
You see, so they stay compact.
Oh, and she's.
But look, this right here, number 19. That's from my understanding, I believe number 19, if I'm not mistaken. Number 19 for Washington. That is number 19. That's Kouassi. So just I mean, look, Adriana could pass that, you know what I mean?
Found a lovely touch past Kouassi, and it's Carter's ball in.
Like an open canvas to make a cross, and then you have a striker there
Towards the far post.
unlucky
Stevens
that
was
ball,
not
but
far
I mean
away.
they are
Amoros, he can't believe
they
his life
are
because there's a little nutmeg,
they're
and then
a
Kouassi
team that
gets
has
loads
mistakes.
of space for Carter to be able to deliver that ball.
So
and
don't
this is
believe
where
the hype of what pundits are saying that, oh, Washington, and look, on paper, Orlando is a superior team. Whether they don't want to admit it or not, Orlando on paper is a superior team. Mano a mano, women by women, mujer a mujer. You know what I mean? They are the team. They are the protagonists. They should be the protagonists, and they leave gaps, and they have mental lapses like this one.
Loads of space for Carter to be able to deliver that
You
ball.
know?
And this is where Ella Stevens has
You
been
imagine if
excellent all
Banda gets
season
that
long.
ball?
She just establishes position,
That's a
gets
goal
the
right there,
jump,
you know?
wins
But
the
look at that.
battle, and that just trickles off
You see?
the near
So even the
post.
coach right
just
there is
wide of a goal.
like, come
Rodman.
on, man. Again, Gotham.
It's free.
Now this is a long ball right
And he
there.
got the nod, even though she's not used to starting at left back until.
Look at that mistake. She just dropped the ball and just literally forced a transition for Gotham, a counter.
Recent games, Astaire wins it back from Morgan in the early strike.
Now, the difference between Gotham and the difference between Orlando is that Orlando has Banda, which 9 out of 10 times is much better than what you see there.
Well, how good has Astaire been to
But
start
you
this
have
game?
to force them
Picking
to
the
make
pocket
those
of her-
mistakes.
What can the Spirit do?
Now here goes the Spirit going on a counter. So where's the transition start? You know, it starts with
Do offensively. We're not seeing
them open on the sides to Trinity Rodman. So you have to understand her speed, her craftiness with the ball. So I believe they need to stay compact on the back. So then either Carrie or Kylie need to stay back, because otherwise this is what could happen.
them a great deal, but Rodman in acres
Look at
of
that.
space, and she's looking to.
So you're giving her space, and I've seen this before with, and I know I'm comparing it with Neymar especially, but on the left flank. And she's a very similar player, I would say, as Neymar. She's gonna try to draw the foul. She's gonna try to draw the penalty. Watch out, especially for I'm mentioning. You know, she could switch also flanks. Watch out for Corey Dyke. Watch out, Carriabello. She's gonna try to draw the foul, but she's a very crafty player.
To take advantage, Kwasi in
Now look at that.
the centre, and his son.
So she saw right here, you know, her teammate completely open. Obviously, all three defenders there are looking at Rodman. No one's looking at the one that's behind them.
To take
So she
advantage,
knew where to pass it, you know.
Kwasi in the centre, and his Santos. And Berger with a save at the second attempt.
Stay compact.
So that's what Santos is going to do. She's going to try to stay back, and she's going to be kind of sounds kind of weird, kind of like a false nine. She's going to try to connect with Trinity Rodman because everybody's going to be concentrated on Rodman.
And then as soon as they
And
can
no
go,
one sees Santos
Freeman's caught
coming up.
out.
Look.
You see Rodman on an island on her own, gets her head up. There's a run from Kouassi. Santos is coming in late, makes wonderful contact, forces
So
the
it's
save.
a wonderful ball right there, and a
from
great
Berger.
save right there with number
One of
30.
the best transition moments that we've seen to start this.
She has Santos to her left.
Now that's another one. And now, what do you see often here? The flanks, right? So you're talking about the Pride having a line of 4 with Corey Dyke, with Emily Sams, Defender of the Year. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Congratulations, Emily. Then you have, what's her name? Callie Strom, and you have Carriabello. Now, they've handled Chawinga. They've handled Kunda Jandi, especially Corey Dyke. Corey Dyke, I feel like she's going to be a start in this game. She needs to be aware that they're going to try to hit the flanks. So she's going to have a busy night, and it's going to be probably for Ali to also help her running back and trying to defend, because they're going to try to hit the counter through the flanks more than anything. Look at that, 1v1.
Carter's with her. Now Kwasi's free. And it's Kwasi goes for goal, denied by Berger again.
That does so well defensively.
But do you see, Kouassi knows to drive in, because they know they're going to try not to touch me, because they're going to be afraid, because I'm going to fall and I'm going to draw the foul, and it's going to be a penalty. So it's better for me to go through through there.
She starts the play, then she'll be the one that tries to finish it, forcing Berger to go to the ground and sends it out for a corner kick.
Nudging it forwards towards
Now that's a turnover for Gotham. And
Kwasi,
look how they
intercepted
can
by
go
Carter,
right there.
but here's Hatch. And Carter's not given
Another
a second on the ball
turnover.
by Hatch, and here's Kwasi looking to let
Kwasi
fly
is like
from
really
distance.
good with the ball, but
I like the
if you notice, she's really good with the ball, but she's not a really good shooter, and it's not a really good finisher. So, 39 people live. Thank you so much for your support.
From distance.
I like the confidence from Kwasi.
And it is a sold-out Audi Field here to absorb, to digest, to enjoy this first playoff semi-final between Washington Spirit and Gotham.
No, that's
FC.
Gotham right there
As
attacking.
Gotham came flying
now
out the
look,
blocks in the first
that
half,
is
but what about
that
the
is
Spirit
Washington.
now?
And again, who had a really good game in this game? Kwasi.
Hatch
Like
finds
Kwasi was
Kwasi back in the
involved in
side
the
after a
attack
2-game suspension.
tremendously. You shut down Kwasi, they lose a huge player. Now on the other side, Trinity Rodman.
Kwasi causing some damage. Kwasi.
You see, but do you see the decision making of Kwasi? She's not a Chewinga. She's not a Banda. Her shot, it's very predictable. Berger is already in position.
Kwasi causing some damage. Kwasi. And Katrin Berger is there. Kruger up against Ryan. Now Kwasi. Clever little touch from her.
Kwasi
opens
again.
it up for her. Back to Santos. Lacey Santos.
No, Lacey Santos with Colombia. She's done tremendous.
Bell's one of them. Ryan's one of them too.
Now look at Gotham right there.
Swung in by Ryan towards the stair. Oh, it's in!
To be able to find Yasmin Ryan once again.
Now, why did they get this goal? Look at the back line.
Oh, it's in!
To be able to
look at the back line right there. Completely out of position. Completely out of position.
Find Yasmin Ryan
and
once
then you have a crafty player right there.
Again, but then the movement of the stair. We
boom,
talk about her
hitting the cross. She sees the player completely wide open right there.
Disappearing, stays out of it, has to
and then it's in a tremendous header.
Delivery.
Morris with a free kick.
No. No. Now, how did they score this goal? And this is something that we really need to be on point, and I think we've done pretty well as a team. Set piece. They scored this goal off a set piece.
Free.
Boom.
Morris with a free.
Off a set piece,
Free kick and the equalizer in stoppage time.
They're gonna look
for that. We talk about big moments. We said come into this game.
It has been rowdy. But will they emerge victorious? Who will be in the final next Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern from Kansas City?
This went to
play.
I believe this went to penalty kicks.
Hatch to win it back.
But if you look, all their attacks,
really good at that.
Most of their plays come to the flank, right? So most of their plays come through the flank. So, if Orlando's backline is compact. If Orlando's backline is able, if the mid is able to make them fall into mistakes, and they have the high press in the beginning of the game, they're gonna be the protagonist. And then obviously you have Marta, Barbara Banda, you have Summer Yates, you have Ali Watt, you have Carrie Abello. So you have all these attacking players that are able to make danger and create danger. It's gonna be a win, I'm sure. Comments. Says Lewis, I'm nervous, man. As an Orlando native, we never win anything. This is special for me, amigo. I'm getting emotional, guys. Pass the tissues. There you go. Thank you to the 50 people watching. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So let's go ahead and what are some things that the Pride need to do in order to win this? To me, aside of just having the keys of the victory or what they need to do is essentially just make sure that you are doing the high press to make them fall into mistakes. And I think the rest is just going to be for the Pride to be executing their plays and finishing the plays accurately. Also, Banda is going to be a huge powerhouse. And when I've seen the Adriana Banda connection, sometimes I've seen kind of, Adriana driving the ball and then not really looking at Banda and just going for the shot, or Banda driving the ball and not looking at Adriana for the shot. Lately, that has improved. So I am hoping that if we see Adriana and Banda, we go in and see more of like an Banda being that finisher and Adriana driving the ball. It's gonna think it's going to be very important for Banda to make the most out of the chances. So and again, when you draw first blood, so if Orlando draws first blood, which is they score first, automatically in the sport of soccer, you control the pace of the game, like automatically, no matter what. And so I feel like that's what's going to happen. So I think having a sound Barbara Banda, I mean, Marta is on point. I mean, what more motivation can you have by having your mother there watching you play? You know what I mean? There's really there's no other motivation, at least to me, at least, right? So you have to understand that this Washington team has allowed also a lot of goals. Their defense is is very inconsistent sometimes, and you have to understand, the Pride needs to show that they are the home team, even though it's the cold and it's super cold right now, and even though they try to shove all Pride fans to the corner of the stadium, they are still at home. So they need to mentally just be ready to definitely press high, recoup the ball, going in transition, and executing the play tremendously. Now, defensively, we need to stop, as we already know. This is probably what Washington's going to have. Let me go ahead and share this real quick through FOTMob. I have it right here. Hold on one moment. Right here. So, you know, Kouassi had a phenomenal game. Kruger as well. And you see the flanks. The flanks are what drives this team. You stop Kouassi, you have a compact back line that's able to hold their attacks, or literally don't let. And that's what Haley McCutcheon has done the whole entire season, and also Angelina, and even Marta, because every single player this season, at least, every single player defends. Every single player defends. I wish that mentality could translate to the men, honestly, because every single player in this team defends. And I think Washington does not know that. So I feel like a player like Kouassi and Rotman and Hirschfeld, Metayer and Kruger, they need to be stopped at least at the half, like in the middle of the pitch. And who are the ones that are going to stop that? McCutcheon and Gottrad, or McCutcheon and Angelina. That's to me, that makes the most sense. Now, also you have Ali Watt, and Ali Watt lately, she's been playing phenomenal games, and she's been being very influential with her assists. She's been driving the ball, making it count, looking for her teammates to score the goal. Very defensively sound, especially helping Corey Dyke, especially with a Chewinga. You have to understand, like, this is a massive and well-deserved MVP award, by the way. A player that physically is going to overpower you, and obviously I've seen not only Ali, but also Emily helping Corey. especially in the second game. And Chawinga was nowhere to be found. And then you got Angelina kind of hitting her. You know what I mean? And this in South America, it's like, she kind of checked Chawinga. Pa, 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 check Chawinga, saying, "Hey, we're here, Chawinga. You better not show up because we're here." And Chawinga, after that knock from Angelina, she was never the same the rest of the game. And the Pride could do that, and they could do that to a player like Rotman, for example. Now Rotman, as you could tell, she got a yellow card in the semis. This is something that could happen, and we have the players to upset, especially off the counter, for to force them to pull some jerseys off, to tackle from behind, and those are a straight yellow, straight reds. If you tackle from behind, it's a straight red. So if the Pride are able to, and I'm saying this, to allow that maybe Rodman or even like Metayer or Steinbrook, they kind of lose their cool and kind of play with their emotions, and they start fouling, becoming very overly physical. One of them is going to get a red, and that's going to be way in favor. It's going to put the scale way in favor for the Orlando Pride at that point. So, thank you to everybody watching. 49 people. Stream Jesus. I'm getting emotional. Pass the tissues. There you go. But anyways, it's definitely been an emotional time for the Pride. And I'm gonna start by congratulating former Orlando City center back and current Orlando Pride coach Seb Hines. We had the pleasure of interviewing him. He was the club and him were kind enough to allow us to interview him. If you haven't seen the interview and you have free time to kill, check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. It's his second year as a permanent head coach. And for me to say that is like, it's freaking crazy, dude. Like, you don't see this in soccer. And he led the Pride to a record-breaking season, 18-2-6, and they won the Shield. So they're the best team in the United States right now. If you apply MLS rules, they could be playing the the Champions League, right? But anyways, they won the Shield. They finished third in the league with 46 goals, tied with Gotham for a league best of 20 goals conceded. This team has set 5 records this year. Most points in the season, 60. Most wins in the season, 18. Longest winning streak, 20, about 8 games. Longest shutout, which was 553 minutes, I believe, 54 minutes. And longest single season unbeaten run, which is 23 games. So, also, Anna Morehouse, clean sheet record, 13. So the club has gone through 24 games without a loss under Seb Hines. So, and if you count the Summer Cup, which, whatever, it gave the Pride 26 matches without a loss. So imagine that. So this is the 2024 season. It's a rebuild. It was a complete rebuild following moments of turmoil that succumbed the organization. So Amanda Cromwell came as a head coach in 2022. You have also Sam Green, that were suspended and fired. It was a huge thing happening. And then Michelle Akers, they left their position. So it was really like turmoil for the Pride. and everybody kind of left the boat. Everybody kind of jumped off the ship, and the only one left standing there was Seb Hines. And Seb Hines took the job of taking this team from being the laughing stock or the Cinderella of the league to making them look like they're, to me at least, I feel like they're better than FC Barcelona women in Europe. So Hines is the first African American coach to win this award, and hopefully the first African American coach to win the NWSL. So all mad respect, and I feel so passionate about Seb because he's the bridge between both organizations, which is that's the way the sport should be played, for both organizations to be tied in together and kind of have these camaraderie of brands, and he's that bridge. And there's no one better than Seb Hines to be leading this team. And honestly, it's been tremendous. The Pride gave Hines the head coach job on November 11th of 2022. So mark everyone's calendar. Was it? Yeah, November 11th of 2022. Over a year ago already. So in his first year, first playoff appearance since 2017, and obviously they they were short on the playoffs last year by missing out on a goal, but otherwise, this winning season or this massive season they've had this year, it erases what has happened in the past for sure. So it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning in which the Pride has a culture, in which the Pride has players, has depth, has youth. These are players that are going to be in the national teams. These are players that are going to be at some point contacted by the biggest clubs, not only in Europe but in the world. We have the organization and the ownership that is able to, I feel, take this to the next level, and they've demonstrated this year. And hopefully they're going to be doing more times. Hopefully Orlando becomes that hub of soccer, and maybe and I believe that the Pride could become that team. So so fantastic, amazing job by Seb Hines. Nothing but love and respect by Seb. Of all sad words, I still say they need to make a short film about Seb for those of us who don't know anything about City. Yeah, for sure. I agree. No, and I agree. I mean, he was a good center back. I mean, he was a good defender. He played the championship in England. Um, but I feel, with all due respect, Seb, I think you're a better coach. I think tactically, I think what you've done this year, Seb, and I know I didn't say it in your interview, but what you've done here, Seb, tactically, NWSL is one of the toughest leagues in the world because you have to face the same rivals almost 3 times, it seems, because you could face them in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And you could face them 3 times. So, and you have to redraw the wheel, redraw your tactics every time. And that is tough for a coach. That is tough. And the way that he's been able to do that and motivate his team doing this, phenomenal. So great job by Seb Hines. Now, Emily Sams. What can I say about Emily Sams? What can I say about Emily Sams? I was not expecting, and I'll be honest with you, I always thought she was a tremendous center back. I always thought she was a tremendous defender. I did not know she had the depth to play at different positions with such drive to make it work and to win. And I think that's what made her play even better. First player in club history to win this award, defender Defender of the Year. Um, Sam's played center back, I believe, in the 2023, which was her rookie season. Um, Obviously, Raffaele's injury kind of forced Sam's to, she started playing as a right back, and then it kind of forced her to play her natural position when she kind of partnered with Kylie Strom. And honestly, to me, and look, to me, they are the best center back duo in the league, Sam's and Kylie Strom. And I know they're probably gonna, if they see, they're probably gonna be like, "Oh, Lewis, come on, man." I'm like, no, I'm serious. You're talking about Kylie Strom, a player has played in Europe in the highest level, Atletico Madrid. Not everybody plays in Atleti, and having Anna Morehouse also there in the back, and so I think that the way that back line has formed is amazing. So most shout outs this season, 13, right? Um, the Pride is, to me, the best defense in the league for sure, by far. Sam's was second in the league in recoveries, 163, 108 possessions in the defensive third, 76 clearances, 16 blocks, and over 89% passing accuracy. She's had the best passing accuracy from all Pride defenders. So phenomenal job by Emily Sams, and not only that, but an assist to Barbara Banda at the Chicago game. I mean, for a defender to do that, I mean that gives you what this defender can do. Not only that, she scores goals. She scored goals before, so 3 times she was nominated for the best 11 in the NWSL. I believe it was in May, October, and September, I believe. So I don't know if the potatoes in Idaho are making players play really good in soccer, but she play also in FSU, So she's had she's playing top level soccer since her youth. So she also has played in Sweden, which Sweden, a lot of people don't really realize, but Sweden it's been a top league in the world before. Obviously, the Spanish Liga became this cool, or the Premier Women's Premier League became this cool, league to follow. The Swedish league already had a women's soccer specific stadiums, their own independent soccer league with women clubs, so they had an organization that supported women's sports. They were one of the pioneers. So Marta played in Sweden, for example. Gunny John's daughter as well has played in Sweden. A lot of American players have played there. So she also was loaned to Haken, right? So playing in Sweden gives you that grit. And if you follow Orlando City, look at Robin Jansen, for example. The way he plays. So fantastic. It's just outstanding what she has done, and it's phenomenal. So congrats to Emily Sams for this award. 52 people live. Thank you so much for watching me. Appreciate that. Again, if you see John, say hello to him, give him a hug, ask him to take pictures. But anyways, now we've talked about kind of the Washington. We've talked about what Washington's flaws and what are their strengths. Now let's kind of take a look at Media Day. They trained, and one thing that I do want to say, and I don't know if this is going to be a big deal or not, but I have a feeling that I don't know if the cold is going to play a massive impact. But it's pretty cold over there. I heard it from fans that are over there. I heard, and now, no, but you have to understand, Floridians, for us, 50, 55 degrees is like, death. You know what I mean? It's like super cold. But, are these players going to feel comfortable in their environment? And this is one of the reasons why I truly feel that the NWSL next year, they should not do this thing of playing in a neutral stadium. They it's look, it's almost Thanksgiving. Not everybody, number one, can afford to fly to Kansas. Number two, uh, just make it in the one that has the best record. That's usually what happens. You know what I mean? Hopefully tomorrow is expected to warm up. So talking about that, let's look at the weather channel. So tomorrow, in Kansas, the forecast is tomorrow is supposed to be one of the hottest days in Kansas. Is a maximum of 64 degrees and the lowest of 48 degrees. So you got to understand, for Orlando, people from Central Florida, 64 degrees, dude. I'm wearing a hat, my jean jacket. I'm wearing another long sleeve shirt underneath. That's just I'm cold, man. So this is something, the good thing about the Pride is they have come already days prior to acclimate and to kind of get used to the weather. So I have full faith that hopefully it's not going to affect them. But again, the wind, the way you hit the ball is a little different. So the Pride needs to sting first and needs to sting fast. Now let's look at the training. There. What a massive season for Anna too. I feel like I'll be honest with you, I felt like she got a little shafted by the goalkeeper of the year thing, but it's okay. Now I do want to say, I mean, they have a top of the line facilities over there. Kudos to Kansas. I mean, phenomenal. You know. Oh, look, there you go, long sleeves. Look at Summer right there. Oh, no, we were in shorts. I'll tell you that. 49 degrees. Hell no. Look at Mac right there. Look at Mac Crone right there. Hope to see more of Mac Crone next year. Let's keep her. So, you go. Banda. We're in a beanie. Oh, drive it. Oh, good. Look, driving from the flanks. Boom. Banda.
Good, great touches.
Summer. Good job, man. Oh, was that Dolgen?
Wow.
Now we have they did media day, and I'm a little jealous. I'm gonna say I'm a little jealous that I couldn't be there. To be honest with you, I would have loved to be there. I just couldn't afford it, guys. To be honest with you, will be completely on Scout's honor. Couldn't afford it. I would have loved to be there. It's just I went on. My sister got married in England, and I spent so much money going over there. Yeah, I have to see my sister get married. You know what I mean? And it's just I just couldn't do it. But I'm still gonna cheer, and it's historic. And I love this team. I think they're a phenomenal group of human beings. I think they're doing amazing, instilling great culture for soccer in Orlando, and I couldn't be any more proud. So here's Barbara Banda. We're gonna play a few minutes, and then we'll jump into the next one.
I think I personally, my emotions is to go on Saturday and just to have that feeling of lifting that trophy That's my feeling right now. And in whatever I'm doing, that's all what I'm thinking about right now. Since the week started, I've been thinking about it since the last game, since the day we qualified to the finals. My mood changed, and that's what I've been thinking all along. Yeah.
When you think about this game, the high stakes, do you think about it mentally in a different way, or do you try to treat it like a normal game?
Honestly, I'm not carrying that pressure because I'm just taking it as a normal game because I know we've played them before, so we know it's a game that like it will be just a normal game. But the one who wants it most is the one that is gonna get it. So we're looking forward for that.
I completely agree with Barbara.
When you look back at the entire season,
Completely agree with
is there
Banda.
one moment, one game where you...
There you go. I completely agree with Banda, 110%. Let me tell you, you do not wanna. You want to treat. You have to have the confidence. If you made it this far, and Marta said it. Marta said it in a really emotional CBS interview. Marta said, people ask me why I'm still here, and say I'm still here to play with this team. I'm still here to, play for this championship. You know what I mean? You gotta treat this. You have to believe in yourself, and I think this team does believe in themselves. I think Banda is very confident, and I think Banda is a phenomenal player. And you have to understand that, kind of like, I know this kind of sounds so preposterous what I'm about to say, but I'm so sorry. Like Real Madrid, for example. How does Real Madrid play? They may not have probably a star-studded roster like Manchester City, for example. But there are times when they have to play finals and they have to play semifinals. They bring the badge. They show off the badge to you. They say, "Hey, we're Real Madrid. We're here," and so they have the confidence to beat an opponent that is in a better position than they are, and also respectfully beat a opponent that it's not as good as they are. And I think that they gotta have that confidence to get this game going and get this game going fast. And I have 110%. I understand truly that these players are completely mentally ready for tomorrow. So great for Banda for saying that, because you have to treat it like any other game. You have to treat it like any other game, but you have to believe that you're the victor, that you are going to be the one who's going to raise their fist and say, "I won." You know what I mean?
You were like, this team can win it
So
all.
let's talk. Vivian Villacorta.
Yeah,
Vivi.
I can tell you
Viv.
it's amazing to have our fans. Yeah.
All right, to start, what is your emotional state heading into the championship game?
Honestly, really confident. Obviously we got some nerves there, but I think overall, like, the momentum is for us, and we're all really clicking really well. So I think we're really confident, and we'll go into the game really confident.
Yeah,
Emotional state heading into the game.
I feel calm. I feel good. I think I'll have some nerves the day of the game, but for now, just enjoying these last couple days with the girls, and feeling cool, feeling confident.
You can hold on to it. Looking at the game, obviously it's the highest stakes possible. How do you sort of mentally approach that? Do you sort of treat it like a normal regular season game, normal routine, or in the back of your mind, you know it's the final and
Same
it's a
question
little bit
as
in
he
the back of
did
your
with
mind, but
Banda.
you're still trying to treat it as normal?
Yeah, I would say definitely have it in the back of my mind that's a championship, but also just treat it like another game. And I think we have so many big personalities and players who have so much experience on these stages that I think definitely rely on them. So just do what I know how to do and try not to do anything crazy, anything extra, and just really lean on the players who have been here before and can lead us through that.
Thank you, Emily.
I think
Yeah, do not do anything extra. I think that's exactly the way you got to do it. Do not do anything extra. Be confident in yourself. And yes, she's completely right. Look, Adriana, a lot of people are not looking at this. I probably don't know. Um, Adriana, um, Adriana has won in Corinthians. Look how many finals she's played. Adriana, when she played in Corinthians, has won the Brazilian Championship in 2018, 2020, 2021, and 2022. 4 championships with Corinthians. Okay? She's also won Copa Libertadores 2021, which it pretty much tells you that your team is the best in CONMEBOL, is the best in South America. That's Adriana. That's just one player. Then you have Marta. And, that in itself is motivating. You have players in a collegiate level have reached the NCAA way far. Julie Doyle, even the Penn State, Carrie Avello, Corey Dyke. You've had so many players. You have Celia that has played in the Spanish national team. So there's so many players that have played finals that even if they're young, they've been exposed to pressure. So I 110% believe what she says. Now, I'm gonna dive into Carrie Lawrence and Ali Watt. I want you to hear what Carrie Lawrence says here. I thought this was amazing. Right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I have it's all time stamped right here.
Much this year, and we continue to have to prove.
Time is all I can say about it.
There you go.
Same question.
The word that came straight to my head was respect. We've done so much this year, and we continue to have to prove ourselves. And I think winning the Shield wasn't even enough to get that respect. And I think for the city of Orlando, it's just getting people out to actually come to our games. We have an MLS team and it's amazing because we get those fans too, but we want the respect of our own fans and people in the seats every single game that we have, no matter what is on stake, what we're doing.
She could not say it any better, man. I'm telling you. LPO started, had a lot of lineup changes. And, John came in. And I told him, it's yo, one of the first things we need to do and what we would like to do is we need to do a Pride podcast. And because I cover the Pride and I have all this info and all this stuff that I do, all this, I go to the games and they deserve the same spotlight as the men. And 2023, it couldn't happen because of time constraints. With, John was brand new and it was kind of, it was a transition year. But 2024, it did happen, the Pride Pod, and we released it. And John's just a good friend of mine, and he's tremendous, and I think he loves the team as much as I do. It just worked. And at first, I was kind of, I'll be honest with you, Scout's Honor, I was kind of we were kind of saying, hey, how would it look if two dudes are talking about women's sports, right? I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be like, people think, hey, why is this dude telling me, about women's sports? But when we released the Pride Pod, I felt it was honest. And I felt, people appreciated it. Appreciated the honesty. And I think the partnership with John and I coming together to do this is phenomenal, and it's a bridge too with the city. So with the city pod that we have, I think throughout this 2024 amazing season, we've been telling city fans, stop the pretty much, I'm sorry, stop the bullshit. Like you are calling out Oscar Pereja, you're calling out Papi out. You're saying that you want exciting soccer, and you're not looking at the Pride. Like, you're not watching the Pride. You're not watching what the Pride are doing. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Sorry, pardon to say this, but it's completely honesty here. And we've done as much as we can to bring to make that bridge, kind of like what Seb's been doing, kind of without knowing it, but we on our own way kind of try to do it. And I 110% agree with Carrie. It's yes, it's been tremendous this season. It's been tremendous how the fan base has grown for the Pride. But next year, hopefully with a championship, this triggers more season pass members for the Pride, for the Black Swans to have a record signing in people that want to support the Pride. Maybe more supporter groups for the Pride, or maybe just a conjunction between the ILF and Black Swans, or a new breed of supporter group that will come up. Hopefully, I don't know, but something that's able to bridge the gap, and for this athletes to play with the support they deserve. After a historic season like this, I feel like that's well deserved, and I think they've turned to kind of respond to Carrie. They've turned a lot of hearts and minds, a lot of doubters, even a lot of Orlando City podcasters. All of a sudden, we were the first ones reaching into the Pride and actually giving the Pride the spotlight they deserved. We were the first ones. I can definitely say this with all confidence. And then all of a sudden, oh, we want to thank the Pride. They started jumping in the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Not the bandwagon, the bandwagon. And I like that. I think that's fantastic because it only helps the team. But great. It's great. It makes me happy that at least the job that we're doing here is making a difference. This is the reason why I do this. To be a positive impact, for us to be a positive impact for the city. Not just talk S, you know what I mean? Or to tell you that I'm a expert in soccer. No, I'm just a regular dude, just like you guys are. And John is the same. We're just here to analyze and talk about the games and talk about the Pride and talk about City. But I love the fact that more people are talking about the Pride. So I hope after this continued season, they still getting all these momentum and all these press, and hopefully more podcasts come, more Pride podcasts. Why not? I think it's fantastic. So awesome for Carrie to say that. I think it's amazing. And I also love the fact what Haley Carter said about, the mentality and them not even being able to enjoy the Shield win, and people kind of being overly negative of them kind of, losing the next two, the two games after that, and people kind of jumping off the bandwagon too early. That is crazy. But it doesn't surprise me because it happens in every major big soccer hub in the world, even in the biggest, even in Madrid, in Barcelona, in London. There's There's people like that, and I'm just happy that we're able to be a positive influence, and I'm glad that the team is doing so great, and I'm no doubt they're going to win a championship, hopefully. So let's see what
Obviously,
Seb
it's
Hines
been an
says.
incredible season for Orlando Pride. What is your sort of emotional state heading into this game?
Mostly excitement. You know, we've been waiting for this opportunity for so long, especially since we won the Shield at home. You know, getting into the playoffs was one of our goals, and here we are today, you know, prepping for the championship final.
When you take a look at the entire season, what was a game or moment where you realized, man, we actually have a shot at winning the entire thing this year?
I think there was multiple moments. I think, you know, the attitude of the players coming in early and wanting to get straight into it shows their dedication and their goals that they wanted to achieve something special this year. You know, throughout the season, early on, you know, when we're going into, you know, that winning streak and we're having to play, you know, 3 games in a week, again, shows the commitment of the players. You know, going to Kansas away and being down to 10 players.
Yeah, that was massive. Like, that to me was huge. I never seen that from the Pride before, to be honest, and I don't say this in a negative way, but I knew this team was bound to be special after that too.
And still managing to get 3 points. And I think just, you know, winning the Shield as well, I think that's a historic moment for everyone. It's something that we've had our goals set early on in the year, and then having achieved that with 3 games to go is pretty impressive. And so there's multiple moments, you know, all the adversity as well that the players have had to deal with to get to this point. They've just stuck together through all of it.
Now, when he
and then when you think about this,
you know, what he says about the struggles is true. I mean, talking about, you know, Simone Charlie, for example, you know, her, you know, not being able to be part of this team. And again, you know, Simone Charlie is a phenomenal player that is definitely going to, I mean, that's another weapon that you could use next year for Seb Hines. Phenomenal player. But then, you know, what happened with Luana, for example, you know what I mean? And the number 8 bracelets, and the way she defeated the sickness, you know, it's like having 2 supporter shields. You know what I mean? It's like having 2 or 3 supporter shields, and now with the championship, it's just a cherry on top. You know, I mean, it's massive. And Luana is such a phenomenal player. When John and I found out about what happened with Luana, like, we felt so, like, I was so sad when I heard about that, you know, because this is such a young athlete, a massive upside with her national team, massive upside with the Pride. She was having a phenomenal season, you know. But you know, Luana, Marta, you know, the Olympics, all of that is driven this team to reach the unimaginable, and to definitely defeat all odds. And honestly, it's Orlando versus everyone, and I think they're going to be the first ones that are going to overcome that hurdle, that versus everyone concept. Orlando City had it in at the bubble against Portland, and the MLS is back, and they choked. You know, they choked. They choked, and it was unfortunate. It could have been Oscar Pareja's first championship, but it didn't happen. But I know now the Pride, with all these dire straits that they've been through in this season, to have this type of season, this such historic season, is phenomenal. And I'm gonna say another thing. I remember when we would cover, you know, the Pride, and it was like three or four people at the press box. I would love to see more outlets there. I will love to see more coverage for the Pride. I think it's something that's necessary to get the brand out, to get the team out, and I hope that they win it. So we start seeing more Fox, more NBC coming in, and sitting down and talking. Because I didn't see him in the regular season games. I only saw him in the final stages. So I wish that they can definitely make a statement by just winning it all, and I know they will. All of Sad Word says the week of the Shield win was cursed. Seriously, the Hurricane and the Portland trip were just a nightmare. Like I still have not absorbed it at all because of all that mess. There you go. I absolutely love how he continues to say Kansas, no matter how much the KC people say they're a mystery. Sorry, Missouri. And that's another thing I want to say. Uh, the stay classy, Kansas. You're not gonna get the pride down. You're not gonna get their fans down. You know, um, you know. I understand you're salty that your team didn't make it, but honestly, this picture right here sums it all. It's all one team, man. All one unit. Even Jeremy, everyone is here. Everyone right here. So, you know, this is pictures for today that I will post later on at the LPO accounts. But you're seeing it as a preview right here. Summer and Brianna. That's another player that had an injury, but had a phenomenal season too. I mean, she honed that right back role before Corey, and it's kind of funny. Brianna honed it down. She did phenomenal, and then Corey stepped up and you know what I mean, took it to a different level. So I mean, and these are two players in the same team. You know what I mean? So this is amazing. You know, the stadium is beautiful. I do want to say it's a gorgeous stadium. But look, everybody looks gung ho. Everybody looks ready. You know, Marta smiling. Such a historic season for her. How special this is for Marta. Tremendous. I'm gonna tell you the impact that Marta has had. Um, I remember Marta when Orlando was in disarray, and I remember Marta always loving to wear that badge on her side, and always being that player that would have that extra play or that extra hustle, and look for the and not be afraid of that contact, and and some of the name recognizable players that were in the team were like non-existent, and the way she has driven this team to be like the wages she has driven this team. I have not seen an icon in the sport to drive a team like she's driven this team. She's motivated. She has impacted so many lives. She doesn't realize this, but she has impacted so many lives. Like you talk about your Messis, you talk about your Ronaldos, they have not had the impact like Marta has had, not only in the sport of soccer, but in the hearts of players that are in their core youth development. Players like Carriabello, players like Julie Doyle, that freaking on the 1v1 looks Brazilian, more Brazilian than any Brazilian on iDrive. Like Carriabello doing it's impressive. The impact this player has had, it's tremendous. And of all sad words, apparently Marta's mom will be at the game. Yeah, I know. I mean, talk about motivation. Talk about just you know, look, even me, if I'm playing like if like if my mom would come watch me what I do, like I will be proud. You know what I mean? I'll be like on the top of my game. You know what I mean? Just imagine an athlete in the level of Marta. I mean, so that's what I'm saying is this is the chance, this is the time, and this is the time for Orlando. Says the players grew up watching her, says Jay Texas. Thank you so much, Jay Texas. Appreciate it. Phenomenal. And now she's getting recognition. Another one, Kelly Strom. Phenomenal defender. You know, Marta always with her, she just irradiates this positivity. Like Marta is so down to earth. She just irradiates this positivity. Like I don't see like for example, I've covered games at like I went to an Orlando City Inter Miami game for LPO, and I went to Miami and they put like a tarp for Messi. You cannot see Messi walking by. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. Like you know what I mean? Like he's unavailable for anyone pretty much. Even when they came to Orlando to play, they had their own they had their own section. Like rules didn't apply to goats like Messi. And I'm sure Ronaldo's the same thing. But I never had to cover Ronaldo. But I could tell about Marta. Marta down to earth. There's Marta follows the same rules as everybody. She's just like everybody else. She's just one more player in the squad. There's no ego with her. And that is what makes her great. To me, that is what makes her great. Exactly. She has never put herself above the team. Exactly. And that is what elevates her to be the greatest of all time, to me. You can say Ronaldo, Messi, or whatever, but the greatest of all time, like to me, somebody similar as Marta, Maradona, Pele, maybe. Zero ego. But currently, I mean, that's why to me, I think she's the greatest of all time. I mean, she's phenomenal, impactful, tremendous. So they had the media day today. We'll have all of this in the few, once I finish the pod. But vibes are real. Vibes are real. They had another. They had another. I have it right here. They had another practice. At the KC grounds right there. You're seeing Ali Limos right there, which she has also played NCAA final, I believe, as well. You look at Celia right there. Look how she's running, man. Look at that. Boom. So they're all ready to go. Adriana is not gonna get, she ain't gonna let this opportunity pass. And that's another thing I want to say. Giles Barnes, another person to identify with Orlando. Huge part of Orlando City's history as well. And right hand of Sab right there. So it's been great. It's been great. This is phenomenal. Great. Look at it. Look at it. No, look. There's two footages of the practice from yesterday and the practice of today, and on both I've seen Evelina. So we may see Evelina. We may see Evelina as a change of pace player in the second half, probably. Yeah. Oh man, look at that! They're practicing shooting from distance. Look at that. Is that Laro? Oh man, look at that! Look at that! They're look at Evelina! Look at Evelina! What a goal! So look at that picture. Look at all those smiles right there. And look, they're only get better. You got Laro, you got Simone Charlie, you got Evelina. It's only gonna get. You got even Sophia Manor right here. So amazing, amazing, amazing. 58 people watching. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate that. So let's do the lineup for tomorrow. This is a predictive lineup for tomorrow. Let me go ahead and start doing that right now. Let me share this real quick. And hold on. I have to put, they don't have an NWSL here, but purple is purple. So there you go. Okay. So Anna Morehouse. Anna Morehouse up top. The back four. Dyke. Sams. You have also, to me, I would say Strom, Abello. Now, here, I'll go like this. Angelina. No, this will be Haley McCutcheon, which has been intricate. Angelina and Marta right here. Banda. And knowing Seb and knowing that on the right flank you're gonna have Trinity Rotman, and on the left flank you're gonna have Kouassi. So we talk about left flank. Kouassi is gonna go through here. Emily Rotman's gonna go through here. So here I would go. Watt, and I will go here. Yates. Now this will be my lineup. Now, why Watt? Because who can run faster than Kouassi? Ali Watt. Now Corey Dyke is going to hold up the play. Kouassi is going to come probably through this side. Dyke can retreat right here, making it tough for Kouassi to drive into Morehouse through the side, like you've seen her drive the ball in transition. And then who you have, Hallie Wood right here, coming up right behind her, trying to double team her, like we did Chawinga with Sam's right there. So there's no way, you know what I mean, with Watt in the speed. The back and forth that she's been doing lately, I think it's been on point. And I've actually liked Adriana coming in the second half. Now, when it comes to on the other side, you got Trinity Rodman. So how important is going to be to have Summer Yates? And I feel Summer Yates is fully ready, even though I believe she didn't practice for a couple of days before flying into Kansas. But I think she's going to be ready for this game. Now, Abello is a fast player in which eventually she's going to try to drive through the flank and obviously communicate with Yates. But Yates also could stay back in the mid, and McCutcheon will come on this side right here between Marta and Abello, making a triangle right here. And if you want to even make it even better, you got Strom coming in right here. And so Abello could drop forward and Strom could cover right here. It will force Sams to go right more in the middle, and it will force to Angelina. You see how the line of four still there's four at back still. They can maintain position. That's the versatility of the team right there. So now one of the changes I would do is in the second half, I would have Watt probably coming off, bringing Adriana. Hopefully, we're up a couple of goals up. And then what I'll do is if I want to if I want to hunker down or protect the advantage, or even if I would like to maybe play more defensively because what's the name of those two players? Maybe Steinbrook and Hirschfeld are kind of, you know, they're probably finding spaces through maybe Angelina and Marta. I would put Morgan Gautrat. That way, my first substitution for Angelina. That way, I have a double pivot formation. So two D mids right there in the middle. And then my third one would be, and I know this is going to be controversial, but I would put Evelina Dolgen over Summer Yates. Why Evelina Dolgen? As you can see, she's a fast player that could, in transition, hit you with a counter. So she's kind of like a Bethune and Rotman with that speed. She's really not afraid of physicality, which is one trait about her that I really like. But more than anything is that she defends. So if Yates may not be working out and the rival is finding spaces through Yates to drive into the back line for the Pride, I would put Evelina and then with Carrie and Haley. Call me crazy, but that's what I would do. Now, again, I'm no coach, but I know that that's something I would do. But as you could see, it's a diverse team. It's a team that has so much depth. Every single player is going to fight for every ball. Every single player is ready to win a championship. They're motivated. They're ready to go. And I couldn't be any more proud of every single player on that pitch tomorrow. So, and also every single fan that's going to be. So my predicted lineup for tomorrow is going to be Morehouse as your goalkeeper, Corey Dyke, Emily Sams, Kylie Stroman, Carrie Bello as your defensive back line, Haley McCutcheon and Angelina as your mids. Marta as your number 10. You have as your left wing Summer Yates, your right wing Ali Watt, and right up top Barbara Banda. That would be the lineup that I would pick for tomorrow's game against Washington Spirit. If you do not agree, drop us your comment. It's okay. You don't have to agree with me. And so it's okay. I'm no expert. I'm just like you guys. So, but anyways, it's going to be a massive season. It's been a massive season for the Pride. I think this has been so historic. There's no words to describe it. I can only say that it's going to get better. I think this team is already used to winning, and they're finding a right balance mentally to make it work. So just if you are not following the Pride and you're a City fan that just wonders, hey, what is it to check this? Go to the watch parties. There's watch parties, I think, at Lake Ivanhoe and different I Drive. Just check it out on the Orlando Pride Facebook or the Orlando Pride Instagram accounts. There's the watch party information, I'm sure, there. If you are in Kansas, you are the real MVPs for sure. And to all the players from this humble journalist here, all my spirit bump to you guys, and all my prayers and all my positivity, as always, to you guys. You guys well deserve it. Every single player and every single member of Orlando Pride that's there, either if it's reporting or communications. They're all one team. So this is fantastic. And I know tomorrow is going to be a great day for Orlando. I have no doubt. And if you're watching this before the game, thank you so much for doing so. We are Loud and Proud Orlando, and we thank you for your support. We are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as Loud and Proud Orlando, X, LPO underscore podcast, Instagram, LPO underscore podcast, Facebook, and YouTube as Loud and Proud Orlando, and also Blue Sky as LPO underscore podcast or Loud and Proud Orlando. So just look us up. Phenomenal. It says, I still have to do my soccer witchcraft later. Will magnify all the vibes to the best of my ability. Yeah, and don't let the butt hurts get you down, guys. I tell it to the Orlando Pride fans. I've gotten a lot of messages from Orlando Pride fans saying, "Hey, Lewis, like these people are like really mean." Kansas City wants a rivalry; they're gonna get a damn rivalry. And you know what's gonna be the best way to shut them up? Winning the championship. And for always be remembered that the first championship of Orlando Pride was won in Kansas. You won't be able to take that away for years and decades to come. So you just stay true, stay calm, no violence, get your brewski, hang out, enjoy the game. I know the women are going to do the job. They're going to win that damn championship, and you're going to shove it in their face forever and ever. Amen. So these said there was a Kesha song that went, "Don't let the assholes get you down." That's right, just like Kesha. I don't look like I listen to Kesha, but I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out that song for sure. But anyways, on behalf of everybody here at Loud and Proud Orlando, Paola, John, myself, thank you for your support. And we're gonna continue. This is not stopping. No, we're not stopping. The season may be over, but you're not getting rid of us very easy. So we're gonna be following former Orlando Pride players that are playing in the USL Women's Super League, or also like Alex Kerr. She's thriving in Italy. So we're going to be having material for that. We're going to be having pictures, and we're probably going to have videos and things like that too, following former Pride players. And then obviously we're going to still be doing our pods more than likely. Maybe not as doing it twice a week, but at least once a week we'll have material to show you. So we're gonna be present. We're not gonna stop. So I want to just let you guys know that. And John, if you're listening, my friend, enjoy it. This is a joyous moment. I want to say hello also to Miss Kay. She's been a huge part for the Pride. I'm sure that she's loving this, and I want to thank her too, because she's been so important for the Pride too. So, tremendous. John, enjoy, my friend. I'm happy that you're there. So stay warm. hope you don't get sick, man. Make sure you drink that orange juice or that Sycam. I don't know, or Advil colon sinus. There you go. But anyways, thank you guys for your support. And tomorrow, my prediction, it's a resounding 3-0 Orlando Pride win in Kansas, in the cold, with our fans. And we're lifting that trophy tomorrow. Thank you guys for your support. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.